You're saying that we're coming up with where these people aren't coming in for the votes? That's the main goal of this whole thing. What was the open border for? Why was the border open for 4 years? Answer me that question.
First of all, the border was not open.
Give me are you kidding me? Look at the what do you mean the border wasn't open? Hold on. Did you smoke before you came in here?
In this video, Sam Seder is back on the Patrick Bet David podcast, and the conversation gets heated fast. You've got Patrick and Vinnie coming in hard about immigration and Social Security, while Sam just sits there calmly dismantling their points. I love how composed he stays, even when everyone else is yelling over each other. So let's watch this moment together. I'll share my thoughts along the way, and then I want to hear what you think down in the comments.
For a second. I watched the video of you guys on the plane down of when Elon Musk was in Wisconsin blowing up his whole brand, essentially. And he was on stage with a guy named Garcias. You guys remember this video?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It was like 2 days ago.
Yes. The Social Security numbers spiking in the last 4 years.
The Social Security numbers.
2.2 million
yes.
new non-citizen Social Security numbers. Yes.
And the amount of misinformation from every single person, all of you, was astonishing to me.
What was it? What was the misinformation?
Well, I almost feel like we should go through the whole video.
This is coming from a socialist.
No.
The level of credibility of a socialist.
Yes,
a system that has never worked. But I want to hear it.
That is anti-oligarchy.
But I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
We want to hear
it. Go for it.
First off, you seem to not understand that these were not undocumented immigrants who were getting these Social Security numbers. They are non-citizens. Now, when you came to this country, you were an immigrant. Your parents came legally.
Right.
Every single one of those people who got those Social Security numbers are here legally. They're not citizens, just like you weren't when you first came to this country.
Yeah.
You get a green card. Your parents get a green card. They go through a process.
Yeah.
All of those people, and to understand, they got their Social Security card.
I really want to see your point.
Well, the point is, you referred to them as undocumented and illegal. You did.
I said non-citizen.
No, excuse me.
Don't say everyone here. I said non-citizen. Correct yourself.
I can't remember which one of you got it wrong. I think you did.
Just be specific.
You're thinking, but
we can play the video and go through it. But
I'm still trying to get to the point.
I just want to make. Well, the point is, they're not illegal. They're not undocumented. They're all legal.
Right.
The expansion from that program, the EBE program, which is enumeration beyond entry, was started under the Trump administration. The numbers have gone up because, yes, under Biden, as opposed to Trump, there was an expansion of people who were here probably, I'm not sure.
A lot of illegals.
Excuse me.
10 plus million.
Not a single one of them.
Breaking number of people.
Hold on, you're changing the subject now.
No, I'm not changing the subject.
I'm talking about that video.
Yeah.
And every one of those Social Security numbers that was handed out.
So how do you feel about the illegal immigrants that came to us 4 years?
I will get to illegal.
You don't care about those people.
I will get to the undocumented.
You cared about children.
But you don't want to talk about this, and I don't blame you because it's embarrassing.
No. But let me do a quick time out.
Every one of those Social Security numbers.
Do a quick time out here. Sam, let me just do a quick time out. You said you don't want to talk about this. You just spun away from a question I asked you, and you brought this up. You haven't even addressed the question I asked you.
Let me
Wait
finish.
a minute.
We'll get to the
point that I
illegal
asked. Let's go back to what I asked you. I asked you a question that the money that's going in, Americans prove that they don't trust the government getting the money than free market, free enterprise.
I don't think that's the case.
You never addressed that.
I don't think that's the case. People love Social Security. People love Medicare.
Expenditure. What we learned with Doge. The American people said, Sam, enough of you taking our tax money and see what you're doing with it.
Elon Musk made that Wisconsin election of a referendum on Doge to the extent that we've seen anybody vote on Doge. Nobody heard the word Doge before November of last year. To the extent that we've seen a referendum on Doge, it just happened in Wisconsin. It happened in Florida, where the size of the win by those Republican congressmen was cut by 17, 20 points. I mean, this is a wipeout. And every Republican, you're going to see a difference in Republican lawmakers over the next year and a half, because anybody who was in a plus Trump 8 district or less is now starting to go like, wait a second. That's why Musk is being shown the door, supposedly. So getting back to my point about those Social Security numbers, they were given all to legal non-citizens. And every one of those cards, you can't vote, because I think you definitely said, and I think maybe you said that this is a Democratic strategy to get voters. Hold on for a second. The Social Security card that they get literally says not legitimate for voting purposes. It is so that these non-citizens who are legal, just like when you came in, pay into the Social Security system and get, many of them never get that money back. So in addition to the undocumented immigrants who pay in $22 billion a year into Social Security and get zero back, these people pay several $billion in a year, and only if they become citizens, which most of them won't. Most of them will go back home over a period of time. They're here for temporary protected status. Maybe some of them are refugees and they get permanent citizenship. They won't get that money either. So every single thing of that video, this video here, was completely wrong that you guys did. It was fascinating to me because I feel like you, at the very least, I believe that you care about the information you're putting out. And this was all wrong. And
so they're up there. So Sam, this is all a lie. These guys were up there just completely bullshitting with all the numbers. Where he's saying that people in the government are blowing the whistles. He didn't want to say their names. He was giving them praise. And for Sam, for you to say that you care about the kids and the labor and all that stuff. We've had an open border for 4 years, and all the illegals, way more than 10 million, have come into this country. California, is that where you live?
No.
Where do you live?
I live in New York.
Okay, great. Even better. California. So the amount of money that we spent on illegals with housing and all that shit, and Gavin Newsom passing a law that you don't even need an ID to vote. You're saying that we're coming up with where these people aren't coming in for the votes? That's the main goal of this whole thing. What was the open border for? Why was the border open for 4 years? Answer me that question.
First of all, the border was not open.
Give me are you kidding me? Look at the... What do you mean the border wasn't open? Hold on. Did you smoke before you came in here? That's ridiculous.
But by the way, Vinny, here's the part, though.
You're full of it, bro.
Here's the part.
Get out of here.
Sam, here's the part when I hear this, okay?
Anybody can look at that video. The things you were saying yesterday was a complete sack of lies or just misinformation.
Be honest with me. The border.
This is honestly my favorite part of the whole debate. Sam Seder looks Patrick Bet-David and Vinnie Oshana right in the face and says, what you're saying is a sack of lies, or at best misinformation. And that's classic Sam Seder. He even gives them a little out, like maybe you're not lying on purpose. Maybe you just don't realize how wrong you are. But still, he makes it clear. Everything you just said is untrue. Then Sam Seder goes into explaining what an open border actually means, really breaking down the difference. And what do Patrick Bet-David and Vinnie Oshana do? They don't argue the point. They just blow up. Vinnie Oshana especially, just look at him. He's practically turning brick red. While Sam Seder is calm, patient, almost amused. That contrast tells the whole story.
Year over year over year.
Sam,
illegal immigration year over year.
The fact that you're saying the border wasn't wide open. How many deaths have happened? How many fentanyl deaths have happened per year while your freaking president, Joe Biden, was in office? How many Americans died just from fentanyl, and you're saying the border wasn't wide open? We've had the most illegal entry in 4 years in the history of the country.
Dude.
This is why. Let me finish. And this is why your party sucks. This is why your party is at 29% approval.
20%.
Because you got 20. Thank you. Because all you guys do is talk shit and just go anti-Trump. You have no policies. You guys have no vision. You have no leaders. You're talking about oligarchs and you hate the oligarchs. Where do you think Bernie Sanders and AOC are going to get their money from? Their donors. Don't lie to yourself. For you to look and by the way, you're talking about yesterday we lied.
AOC and Bernie Sanders don't take money.
Hold on, ready for this?
People.
You're saying that we lied 2 days ago. You just lied, and you're going to look like a fool that the border wasn't wide open. Look at this chart. What does that chart say to you? So what is that? What did Trump, when Trump was in, he was trying to close it, but your party was fighting it. It's unbelievable how many illegals have come in the past 100 days.
But this is the part to just be very, just show the data. Illegal immigration, this is Wall Street Journal, is a bigger problem than ever
Oh, no, that's
These
fake
5
news.
charts
No.
explain why. Go
Okay.
a little bit lower. That's under
first off,
Biden.
Trump got
First off-
shot trying to show these charts. Literally.
This is October of 2023. Go to
Like,
the next one.
A guy who was registered Republican.
Here's another
Hold
one
on,
for
wait.
you.
Let me.
Oh, yeah,
can
he's
I
a
address
Republican.
what
Let's go.
his
No, let me just show
rant
the data,
was?
and then I want you
Let
to
me-
say
let
what
me
you want to say.
address
Go a little
his-
bit lower with the data,
his-
Ron. No, because he said it's inaccurate. This is another one here
Okay,
showing
well, go back
data.
up. Go back up to the.
And then go to the last one, Rob. Go to the last one, Rob.
Go to the top one here.
I mean, this is the
I'll go
numbers
through
you're
all of
talking
these
about.
charts.
So this is, you can
Start one by one. Go up.
explain every one of them. Go
Okay.
for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you can see that this is what constitutes illegal immigration. These are, if it was an open border, you would not have these numbers. You would not have the numbers
was
to
an
know
open border,
when
you would
Title
have-
42 ends,
Yeah.
more people are coming to the border and they're being put into a system. Period.
That's the best part about
and that's the
Because
definition.
they were told to come. Sam, let me explain
No,
something.
no,
when
no,
when
no.
your president
Can I-
says, come to the
Is he
country.
just gonna yell all
No, I'm
time?
not yelling. You just give me facts.
Can I
You're-
turn down his microphone? Because
You can't. Yeah, just see which one he is. I think he's
Right.
seat 3 or
Four.
which one is it, Rob?
Four.
Seat 3.
Seat 3.
Seat 3. Go ahead. Lower that
And
right
then,
there.
And then the mic.
Right there. There you
Volume,
go. Is
just
that
lower.
good? Is that good?
Seat
oh,
2.
seat 2. There you go.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
Go
All right,
ahead.
good.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So,
You're still going to hear the truth, though. So go ahead.
no, I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Can't turn down the truth. Is
No,
what
you
you're saying.
can't.
Open border would mean that we have no records of people coming across the border. The law in this country has been that if you put your foot in this country, it's an international law, it's a U.S. law. If you put your foot in this country and you apply for asylum, you are due a process to do that. 98% of those people who are then what you guys would call catch and release come back for their hearings. We are woefully understaffed in terms of like immigration judges, and that process is definitely broken. I would love to see more money spent in the processing of these people so that we can establish which ones.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get.
Like your family,
Like my family as
Maybe-
well. Illegal immigrants.
but came in
Yep.
through a refugee status. They weren't citizens on day one. They came in, they went through a process, and it's possible at that time. I mean, I remember, I was old enough to remember the Iran hostage situation. I remember the fallout afterwards. There may have been some form of temporary protected status, whatever was at the time, that allows people to come in. Then they're assessed and processed. It's determined that, yes, their claim for asylum is appropriate or not, et cetera, et cetera. That's what we're looking at there. As you scroll up on those other charts, you can see when Title 42 ends, which was only supposed to be an emergency situation that has to do with health, and you can't have it both ways. Either COVID ends or it doesn't end, the pandemic. And so people come in. There's no doubt, and that number on that chart that Musk had, under Biden, more people received temporary protected status. We had a problem in Haiti as the country is falling apart. You had people from Ukraine coming in because of, obviously, the invasion. These are all under temporary
here's a
protected
question for
status.
you,
They
Sam.
all got
Sam.
Social Security numbers so they could pay taxes into our government and not necessarily get
vote
the services
Democrats,
back.
yes, and vote for Democrats.
No, they
Right, yes,
can't
so-
vote.
right.
Those Social Security
So
cards literally say on the card say you can't use this for voting.
AOC said we don't have an illegal immigration problem. We have a documentation problem. That's what AOC said. So this is not something new. You know how when you talk about who's better at gerrymandering, the left or the right?
Republicans seem to be better at that.
The Republicans are
I know.
much better
I
at
agree.
that.
Guess what? So it's not like they can fight it and say, no, we're not. That's their reputation. They have it. They're better at gerrymandering. Strategically, they're better at doing that. But for you to sit here...
I don't have a problem.
May I make
like
my
you do
point?
with
Let me make my
immigrants.
point.
Yeah.
When you sit here and you watch yourself when you're saying these policies and you spew out these policies, what the average person does, they'll watch it, and if they've already outgrown it, because today the problem with folks, content creators have today is the following. Say we say something on a video and we're wrong. You know what others will do? They'll react to it and they'll say stuff to it. And if we're right, they'll keep coming to us to want to hear more of it because they'll say, at least you sound reasonable. And they'll say, I want to hear what John has to say. I want to hear what Joe has to say. I want to hear what Megan has to say. I want to hear what, whoever these people are that are giving ideas out there want to say, right? But
all right, I'm going to wrap it up here, but I want to stop on this point Patrick Bet-David made. He basically says, if you sound reasonable, people will keep listening. And you know what? That's true, but here's the problem. Patrick Bet-David sounds reasonable. Joe Rogan sounds reasonable. Even Donald Trump at times can sound reasonable to his supporters. But sounding reasonable is not the same thing as being right. That's the trick. Patrick Bet-David can frame Social Security numbers, saving immigration, the border, all in a way that sounds logical. But when Sam Seder actually fact checks it, it's not all of the whole thing falls apart. And that's what we're living in right now. A media world where reasonable has been confused with true. Fox News blurred that line years ago, and now guys like Patrick Bet-David and Vinnie Oshana are running with it on podcasts and YouTube shows. So my takeaway is this. Don't just ask who sounds calm or confident. Ask who's actually telling the truth, because when you hold Patrick Bet-David's words up to the facts, it doesn't look so reasonable anymore. Anyway, that's my take. What do you think? Was Sam Seder right to call this whole thing a lie? Or do you think Patrick Bet-David and Vinnie Oshana had a point? Let me know in the comments.